Hello, welcome to Fat Mascara. It's Jen Sullivan and
Julie Wilson.
woohoo! Welcome back.
Thanks, girl. I am happy to be back chatting with you.
It's funny because I don't think the listeners have heard your voice since July.
I mean, how sad is that? I mean, they had to wait that long. And here I am, back.
They're so happy. I'm so happy to have you back. You and I have chatted a little bit since the school year started. I don't know how else to think of it. That's how I think of it.
Oh my God, the school year.
Oh,
Girl.
you actually have a school year because you have kids.
Yes. It's taxing.
How's
it's
September
trying me in
going?
ways. It's okay. I mean, look, it is like fashion week of it all, the first week of school of it all. My little one has a whole phase-in situation where they don't take them for the full day, like for a week. They do the like, on Monday, they're going to be here for 45 minutes. On Tuesday, an hour and a half.
Is it really only 45 minutes?
Only 45 minutes. I'm like, take my
That's
child.
like, I wouldn't even leave. I'd stand outside the school with like the
actually,
phone.
they had to stay in the classroom with them. And I'm like, my son is like, bye, girl, leave. And so.
How old is he?
3.
That's your younger one. Okay.
Yes. Like the 10-year-old's in 5th grade doing his thing. He's fine.
I know. Have we talked about, because Atlas is 10, my stepson.
Yes. So
He's going to be here all of
5th grade.
October. Maybe we should do a play date. Do kids do that?
Let's
I don't
do
know
it.
how to parent
Yeah.
full time. You'll tell me.
Yeah. We'll totally do it. But yeah, Nadir, my 3-year-old, like the phase-in is killing me. Because I'm like, does any parent, like I'm sitting there in the classroom, dropping them off or playing with the Play-Doh for the 45 minutes. And I'm trying to like put on my good mommy face and be there. But I'm dying inside because I'm like, I have a job that pays me that I need to get to. Is any other parent in here losing it? Everyone else is like happy-go-lucky. And I'm like, I wanted to scream. I was like, what is happening? Let's go. I got it. But then I had to take my kid with me. I mean, he came to the Christian Louboutin perfume launch with me at the Plaza Hotel.
And how did he like it?
He loved it. He was smelling the blotters. Like, it was a whole thing.
Was Mr. Louboutin there?
No. But one of the noses was there and the PR team, all of that. But I was like, how chic are you coming to the Plaza,
With the
smelling
3-year-olds in tow.
the eau de parfums and like being fancy. But I was like, this I'm going to have to do.
Did he understand that that was special? Like, that's a cool thing
No.
that we get to do in our job, or he was just like, okay, now we're here with
He's
this smelly
3.
stuff.
He's
All
like,
right.
whatever. He was like, but he thought the bottles were really beautiful, which they are. I mean, he was happy to just be with mama running around. But I'm like, I can't wait to tell you and show you the pictures and stuff when you like get old enough to understand how stinking fancy this was.
Yeah. Wait, are those new fragrances that are
Yeah.
coming? Oh, well, there you go.
Their
There's some
first
early
time
beauty news.
launching
Yeah.
into fragrance, and they're launching in Nordstrom.
You know that Carolina Herrera bottle for the sexy with the
Yeah.
shoe?
Uh-huh.
When that came up and that blew up, that fragrance was so hot. Oh, she's got it right here. I kept thinking to myself, there was a way Christian Louboutin could have done this. Like they did those lipsticks, they did the sculptural
Have you seen
quality.
the bottles?
No, I haven't seen the bottles.
So
So
they're
what are they like?
beautiful, and then they have the pointed top like this. So it's literally
Oh,
could be
like
like
the nail polishes have
like
that
the
big
nail
point
polish.
that looks like a heel.
yes, and it's like
Okay,
so it's literally a weapon. I mean, you could kill somebody with it, but
maybe bring it around on the subways just in case.
I mean, for sure. They were like, is he okay around the bottles? I was like, yeah, he's fine. He has a 10-year-old brother.
Chic.
But yeah, they're chic, really beautiful. There's 5 or 6 of them.
Have you noticed that nobody's launching one perfume anymore?
I know. Lancôme, 11.
Coty Infiniment,
Yes.
12.
Bottega, 6? 4?
Yeah.
4, 5,
It's-
6?
Why do you think that is?
Because I feel like there's just so much demand that we're not like a monolith. You can't just give us one. And that there's so much variation in like what people want. Like some people are oud people and some people are floral people. And so it's like you've got to cast a wider net. We can't just come out with one and expect everyone to love this one. Let's come out with several. And then maybe that they can narrow it down from there. Like the next collection, they'll be like, the floral sold more than the oud. So let's do more
Drop a
florals.
couple of
or
them.
drop 1 or 2 florals. I don't know. That's my prediction.
I've just been noticing that. I feel like I actually just went to an event today and there were just so many fragrances and even I got overwhelmed.
What event was this?
It was for Coty Infiniment. which
Oh,
I'd
okay.
smelled a little bit before, and I love them. They're gorgeous. But I was like, there's a lot of choice.
Balmain, I think, has 8 or 9.
Yeah, it's in the luxury space.
They might be 11.
More. But even like Bella Hadid did 3 to start.
Yeah.
So
Cult Gaia is coming out with a fragrance line, and I think that there's 3 or 4.
Oh, I'm excited to see that. They do those bags, right?
Yeah, they do those amazing bags, shoes, clothes. I think it's a real, I mean, there's obviously a real storytelling here. And the fact that a lot of these brands like Fendi, right, and Bottega and Louboutin are all new. Like they didn't have fragrances, right? Or
Right.
Fendi might, or they were like reintroducing, like Balmain used to have fragrances. This is a reintroduction of fragrances.
Right.
So it's like it's a real fragrance world right now.
Welcome. The more the merrier, I say.
I mean, I have probably over 200 fragrances at home.
I still think about, you know how sometimes you listen to a podcast and then things people say just get stuck in your head? Every time I look at my perfume collection, I think about you telling me that yours are all across your vanity in your bathroom and all across. And I was just like, how does she clean those? Because dusting my perfume collection is like a good 45-minute commitment.
Will you pay someone to do that? The one luxury I have in life, I don't have a nanny. I live in a 4-story walk-up that I've lived in for the past 19 years. There's so many things that we don't spend on. The one thing that I am adamant about is having cleaners come twice a month. So every other week to just level set. And that is my one true luxury. And they literally, I know that they are like, damn girl, look at all these perfume, all the tchotchkes. I have so many, and they gotta clean in between. Like my nightstand is redonkulous. I know they're like, girl, how many lip balms do you need?
Oh God, I would be the worst because I would be checking how well they clean because I'm an insane cleaner. It's I find peace when I clean. That's my yoga time, if you will.
But they're the best, and I always give them stuff. I'm like,
I was thinking in my head, I was like, if you work for Julie, I bet come Christmas time or just all the time, here's pounds worth of beauty products for you.
I got you. I got you.
Not a bad perk.
Yeah.
So you've had lots of change. Also, we'd be remiss not to mention that Cosmo, which is Julie's day job, one of her day jobs, Cosmo has a new editor-in-chief. She hasn't started yet, right?
She hasn't started yet. She starts next Monday.
So kids back at school, new boss.
Kids back at school, new boss, all of the things. Really excited to meet her. Her name is Willa Bennett, and she is currently, or I guess maybe she's taking this week off in between jobs, the editor-in-chief of High Snobiety.
Yeah.
Is that High Snob, I would say?
Yeah, we had Alex Pauly on the show this summer. She was their beauty editor. Beauty editor.
She's amazing. She loves a fragrance too. But yeah, she starts on Monday. I loved our former editor-in-chief, Jess Giles, but when you've been in publishing long enough to know that these things happen, there's a changing of the guard.
Yeah. This is the state of media. Things are always happening.
Things are always in flux. So whereas it's exciting to see, I guess, an iconic brand like this be ushered into a new era, it's also really interesting, hard, all of the adjectives to navigate now performing and doing your job for a new leader with a new vision, right? I think it pushes you as an editor to be okay, how nimble am I? What is the new vision? And how do I fit into that vision? How can I pivot? How can I change my voice, change my point of view based on the new editor's vision?
I love your optimistic outlook. I have to say, I got completely superficial as you were talking, and I'm like, but what are you going to wear to the first day?
And she has a very distinct style. It's
not just style. We were talking about fragrance. I was like, what's the
fragrance.
Perfume? This is first day of school vibes. First impressions, right? They matter. Fragrance actually is important with that. I feel I wouldn't go too big because you just don't want it.
Yeah, you can't.
Right, but you want to look cool. I mean, you always look cool, so it'll be fine.
Know what fragrance people just keep? Queen of Silk by Creed.
Yeah.
people have been loving that when I wear it. So I'm like, maybe.
Is it office appropriate as well?
It is office appropriate. She's not light, but she's not so strong. It's not like an oud. It's not too heavy, but it's like really pretty. So I'm thinking maybe I'm a bal d'Afrique girl from Byredo, which is like very fresh and like soapy almost. So I'm like, maybe that will be good.
Because I feel like if I was talking to my new beauty director, she should have a scent and a look. Because, like, yeah, you got to love
now
what you do.
You're making me nervous.
Stop.
Now I'm going to.
The look you're bringing today is great. Throw on some bal d'Afrique. She's going to love you. You're nimble. It's going to be great. And we'll get to hear about.
She's really chill, though. So I'm like, how do I keep going in my head?
Chill bosses, though, can be deceiving.
Do you remember that scene I'm about to age myself, but The Birdcage?
Okay, keep going.
And when
I know the movie.
He's trying to teach him how to be like masculine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Where he's like trying to be, and I'm like, how cool do I act? Like, I'm a very like, hey,
just be yourself. This is
or do I walk in there like, what's up, Willa? What's going on?
No,
like
you just be
and like be like really like chill and try to like, or do I go
Many
in
times
there
in my life I've tried that and it always backfires. Just be yourself. You can only be who you are because then they're going to find out sooner or later.
You know who I am. I'm like, hey girl, hey, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. She might be like, bring it down a notch.
I wear ties. I'm chill and cool streetwear. Like, you know what? Be yourself.
Do I dress up like a Gen Zer? I don't know.
You wear like Jenko jeans and a sweater vest. I don't know what the kids
Yeah, I'm like Y2K'ing it out. I'm just going to Y2K it out and see.
Yeah. No, you should be yourself.
Mask my maturity.
It's going to be great. Let's hope she doesn't listen to Fat Mascara because then she'll know what's coming. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see what she does with the magazine, how nimble you get, what's going on with beauty.
I think it'll be interesting. It's another good adventure.
Yeah. Good attitude. You're actually here next week, too, because we're going to do, hint, hint, we're going to do a little special with all four of us. But then we'll get to hear from you how it goes. But everybody's excited for you. So should we get into our show proper? Let's talk about some news. Okay, so we're getting into some news. As I promised last week, we're just doing a little New York Fashion Week recap. It ended last week here in New York. We saw the beauty. We saw the fashion. We saw the drama. I wanted to ask you live in Harlem, right? And you're quite involved with your community. And
I am.
Did you go to the Harlem Fashion Row show and awards?
I did. I'm on the advisory board for Harlem's Fashion Row. I'm very close with Brandis Daniel, the founder and CEO, and she has built this amazing organization up.
Oh, for people who don't know, what is go ahead. Yeah.
So Harlem's Fashion Row is basically an organization to help representation and celebration of Black designers, fashion designers. And they have partnered with Nike and Nordstrom and Gap and like created all of these collaborations to get Black designers to have bigger platforms and get their work out into the world. So great work, great work.
And they do awards.
They do an award show and a fashion show every year. And it just gets bigger and bigger. And this year, they were honoring Naomi Campbell as their icon.
A true icon. You know, that word gets thrown around and should not be. Okay.
Samira Nassir, the editor-in-chief of Harper's Bazaar, was the editor of the year. The stylist of the year was Shiona Turini. Like, just amazing women of color being honored. So I'm like, how do you even tee this up? The drama of it all is that Anna Wintour, the very famous editor-in-chief of Vogue, she came to the event to give the award, the Icon Award, to Naomi. Naomi was not there when Anna was there at the start of the event. Running late, like in traffic, whatever it is. But she's an icon. We know Naomi. Like, she can get away with some bad behavior. But Anna, when she went up, because Anna was like, I'm gotta go. I think she ended up going to the US Open. I think that's where they spotted her next.
Well, she went up to give the award, even though the award recipient wasn't there yet?
Right, because I think Brandis and Harlem's Fashion Row was like, Anna got all the way up to Harlem. We have to have her get on stage and at least say a few words to say, you know, this is why I was here. Thank you so much, Brandis, for all the work that you do with diversity and inclusion.
Which was all planned for her to say something, yeah.
Yes, but she was also supposed to give the award to Naomi. But Brandis was like, whatever, we're not going to just be like, okay, bye, Anna. Naomi's not here. So they had Anna go up. But the issue was when Anna went up, I think she got a little cheeky. You know, like there's Anna humor or cuttingness, which we all know, is she brought up the fact that I am a punctual person. I am on time. The person who, you know, Naomi, who I was supposed to give this award to, is often not on time.
Did people in the audience realize yet what was going on, that Naomi wasn't there yet?
No, I think people were like, what is happening? Like, Anna's up there. But also part of me was like, maybe read the room a little bit. This is a function for most of the people in the audience were of color. So it was I think the joke landed a little flat because we were like, are you calling our icon late? Like, and we know she's late, but like, it was a little cutting, right?
Yeah.
Things got sharper once Naomi got there because 45 minutes later, Naomi gets there.
Meanwhile, Anna's long gone. She gave her little speech. Shouldn't say little. Like, she gave her speech, but now she's out.
Yes, Anna left. And look, she's a busy woman. Like, I get it. Like, she couldn't stay there forever. And like, that makes sense to me, honestly. It makes sense that she had to leave. So she has other obligations. She left. But I think the part that really gagged everyone and everyone was clutching their pearls was that Naomi, when she got on stage, Samira Nasir, who won the Journalist of the Year award, she ended up giving Naomi the award. She was like, Anna tapped me to do this and I couldn't be more honored, and like told this beautiful story about how when she was an intern for Vogue or something, she worked on a shoot with Naomi, and it was just like this beautiful thing. Naomi comes up to get the award and basically says, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I'd much rather this woman give me the award, like Samira, than that other lady. We were like, that other lady. We were all looking around like, shots fired. Like, ooh.
That other lady, as if she hasn't, by the way, had like decades worth of knowing Anna.
Oh, I mean, like, it's wild because like clearly they know each other.
Did she knew she was being funny, right?
I hope so. It didn't seem like jokes.
Both of their humor feels to me as like, it's that British thing maybe a little bit?
That's what I'm like, this is what I'm hoping, that it was just this British humor.
Both of them, both of those women, I would be scared shitless to be in an elevator with.
For sure. I worked with Naomi, literally put clothes on her, and I was sweating profusely. Like, girl, do not make a false move, like say all the right things. So I get it.
Was she funny? Or she's just like...
Look, she was nice. She wasn't like overly friendly, but at the same time, we were working on an all black set. This was for Essence.
Right.
Like she felt at home. We were doing it with Dapper Dan, who's an old friend of hers. So it was more comfortable. I think if we were on like a Vogue set, it would have been more terrifying. But she's Naomi. Her reputation precedes her. This woman has thrown cell phones at people. I didn't want to be one of those people. So you always move with deference and respect and like all of that, as you should anyone, but especially with someone like Naomi. So it was really interesting that night because it was just like, are they joking? Is there real beef here? But like literally the gasp that went across the crowd.
Oh, so in the room. Because I read about it after and I was like, I want to know what it was like in the room. But like,
it was outside.
Yeah, gasp worthy. Like, oh no, she didn't just call Anna Wintour.
It was at Grant's tomb. I mean, it was at this really beautiful outdoor like memorial area.
But the audience like reacted.
I mean, yes. Everyone was looking around at their neighbors like, did y'all just hear that? Like, it was wild.
I love that's takeaway, but how was the show? Good fashion?
Good fashion, amazing. It's just like always a reminder of how talented some of these Black designers are out there that don't get the shots that they deserve. And so I'm really glad LVMH is always in the house. So I'm hoping that when you get these big wigs and people that don't necessarily look like us, seeing the type of talent and work we produce, that they start putting their money where their mouths are. So we'll see.
Plus, there's all sorts of, well, I guess they're filling up, but there's all sorts of open positions at the head of fashion houses. So look to Harlem.
They're filling them up.
Overall, like, I feel like New York was not as crazy as past New York Fashion Weeks that I've noticed. There was lots of events and things. I had a good fashion week. I just had to call out 2 looks I loved. I'm not giving everybody a whole beauty trend report, but like, you know Lacey Redway, right? A hairstylist.
Love. That's my girl.
Well, Christian Siriano, I guess his beauty sponsor fell out at the last minute. He went on Instagram. This made big news a couple weeks ago to be like, I need help. And Revlon came through as a beauty sponsor. I kind of liked that he did that, but I was also just like, wow, times are tough as a small fashion label. But Lacey did this glitter, almost like a finger wave, like with this glitter gel just for the bang only. And it was so sophisticated.
It was so sleek. It was so sophisticated. She's such an artist. She just like, I would love to like just open up her mind and crawl in there and be like, where did that, I know that there's obviously references and stuff, but like I want to go into her reference chamber of her brain because it's probably just so amazing and colorful and just like.
She seems like a hairstylist though that like, you know how Nikki Nelms always does art and sculptural. Yeah. I feel like Lacey can do it all. Like you could sit in her chair and she'd be like, here's a nice blowout. And then now I'm going to do a sculptural back. I just think her work's great. And that was like a great example of it. And the other thing I was into is at Sandy Lang's show, Romy Suleimani did a chalky pink lip, like 1960s Palm Beach chalky. And I was like, we haven't seen this in a minute. Could this be? You know what it made me think of? Did you watch the HBO documentary Chimp Crazy?
No, but I keep seeing it and I'm like, Julie. And I'm a documentary girl, so I'm going to watch it.
It's 4 parts. Buckle up. It's crazy. However, the main character, not a character, a real person, Tanya Haddix, she has this look that I know they're going to be doing on like an SNL parody or whatever. I really felt for her. I thought she was like such a compelling character, but she did this like kind of chalky pink lip a lot. And I was like, there's something so tacky about that if you do it with nothing else, it could be maybe cool.
But is it like a lip that everyone can do?
It's not a flattering lip.
Okay. Because like anything, when you say chalky, I just think ashy. And like, I don't want my lips to look ashy.
I should give it, let's rebrand it. What? Like if I was writing this article, I would not be using chalky. I kept saying milky pastels. But milky, it's not so great either.
Milky on the lips.
Opaque pink, Pepto-Bismol. All of the references I'm getting right now are not.
Those always look bad on me. But to each their own.
All right, we're going to keep thinking about it throughout the show. We'll come up with the right pink, but that was Fashion Week. Oh, also Fashion Week happening. The Cut, where I do some day jobbing, dropped a print issue, which was a big deal for us, and I contributed an article. I'm going to link to it for you guys because it was so much fun to work on. They asked me to, I can't remember if you were one of my sources. I interviewed 25.
You asked me to, and I didn't get back to you in time.
I love you still. I interviewed 25 beauty editors anonymously about the celebrity beauty craze, what celebrity beauty lines were good, which ones were bad. It was so interesting to me. I put this story out almost the exact same day. Rachel Strugatz at Puck News did an end of summer celebrity report card for sales on celebrity beauty lines. I kid you not, it was almost like tit for tat. Like the lines that were selling well were the ones the editors totally approved of. I mean, that's what we do, I guess.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We know the things. We test the things. We're guinea pigs. Like we've tested. We know if your stuff is going to stand up against the prestige brands.
I do think we get swayed though by like what was the experience like with the celebrity, what was their media rollout, and that might inform us a bit because I let that influence every now and then how I feel about something. But in this case, people were still honest about like the outset, for example. They were like, we didn't love the scarlet of it all, but the products are damn good. The 2 big winners were Fenty, no surprise to anyone, Fenty and Rare Beauty. I think no surprise.
It's so interesting. I'm not like a Rare Beauty girl, but bravo. I mean, she's just made that into $1 billion situation. Fenty, I have to say, continuously just knocks it out of the park.
I know. I'm wearing one of their new lip. Like, what is this? I should know what this is called. Watch me try and read this without my bifocals. Is it fussy? That's this new lip color.
I love it. I mean, she's just so good. I don't know. I thought maybe it would fizzle out after a while, but I feel like the efficacy of the products just keep hitting.
Yeah. The two, I also asked people about what was underrated because I feel like they get a lot of love already. Two that came out were TPH by Taraji P. Henson.
Love.
Multiple editors. And I haven't tried this. Oh, you know this line.
Oh, yeah. Her Master Cleanse Scalp Cleanser situation, so good. I mean, I have her stuff
And everything being under $15, people were just like, it's really good. And then Sable, which is, oh my God, it's a couple now.
Idris Elba and Sabrina Alba.
Thank you. People really liked the hyperpigmentation product, which I'm like, who thinks of a celebrity line for efficacious, science-driven stuff?
Well, their whole premise behind Sable Labs is to have created a skincare line that is filling the gap or filling the hole of skincare for melanated skin. So it's like it is specifically melanated skin is centered, but because it's the most needed category and like sometimes the most sensitive skin, then everyone benefits.
I know you've said that, but I feel like there are more lines now that are filling that void. We have our topicals. We have, then Barbara Sturm did her line. What was the one? Brown Kind I just tried for the first time.
Oh,
so
I haven't tried
good.
That.
They have sunscreen that's great and then a pigmentation serum, but that has like really great componentry. I really like the packaging.
Who else I love? Edam.
Yes. Oh my God. You introduced me to that shoo stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hooked. I wrote about it for the cuts.
So good.
I don't think I gave you credit when I wrote about it. I just said, I just discovered it.
Please, girl.
But for you, is there any other celebrity beauty line? Like if I had gotten you to get back to me to interview you, now non-anonymously.
I've been digging Win Beauty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me.
The Serena Williams line. I'm a tinted, like a tint girl, like a skin tint girl. I'm not like a heavy foundation girl, so I'm always looking for great skin tints. I think she really knocked it out the park. I mean, that's a baseball reference. What's like the tennis reference?
She aced it?
She aced it on the skin tint. So I really love that. What A Loved One by John Legend is a really great.
That got mixed reviews from all the people I was talking to. But
okay. Interesting. I like Loved One. I think it's great, just like clean, make me not ashy, be efficacious. And I just like, I don't know, I like him. And his wife. They're like delightfully unhinged in the best way. So I think that, I mean, look, Sacred, I gotta say, there are certain products within Sacred I really, really love. So kudos to Beyonce. But Fenty, forever and always.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is. And I do like the Outset.
Oh, yeah. I know. I need to try it now that all my friends who know their stuff like are saying it's good.
Have you tried the Pamela Anderson collection?
Oh.
Sansi?
No. Should I?
Yeah, she has this really awesome leave-on mask. So it's like almost just like a rich moisturizer.
Jess and I got seduced by the marketing of that one. We were both like, I want to run through a field in a nap dress with Pamela Anderson up in Canada. Hello.
She's really in her like natural girl era, very demure, very mindful. Like she's like.
P.S. If we're going to end this, that was the highlight of my summer was Jules.
Very demure, very mindful, like love. Yeah, so I'm kind of here for it. I really like the product. I mean, it's just like simple, clean, vegan. You can't really fuck that up. Like it's good. And she's a Pam, and I like met her last year, and she's like the salt of the earth.
Well, that's what I would use as your pull quote if you had gotten back to me in time and made your way into the article. So if anybody doesn't like the article, don't worry. Julie's not one of the anonymous sources.
Yeah, don't come for me. Wait, one more. Henry Rose.
The perfume line.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
What?
You don't love it? It's so good.
They're beautiful. You know what? That line in Lolavi, to me, I don't think of them really as celebrity lines.
Which I think is kind of genius.
That's the goal, right?
No, I think sometimes they want to be the face of. They want to be like, hey, look
Yeah.
at me. This is what I'm putting out there. But I also love should we call it quiet luxury, quiet ownership of these like brands where, yes, I own this, but no, I don't need to be the forward-facing thing. Guess what's going to be the forward-facing thing? How fucking good it is.
Yeah. Henry Rose would do that.
Henry Rose is great.
Lola V. There's a couple other ones that you're like, wait, a celebrity's behind that? And you had no idea.
Yeah. Also, Drake's candle line. Fragrance line.
Oh, yes.
Why am I losing it?
Oh, Chloe told me about this and I can't
But it's so good. That fragrance, Carby Musk. It's his like signature scent. And I'm like, honestly, it smells like.
Poor Drake needs a win, so.
Yeah. He's really, I mean, now.
What's Kendrick's going to drop a candle? Come on now.
Kendrick didn't have to drop a candle. He dropped the announcement that he's performing at the Super Bowl. Like, that is like the victory lap continues
I'm starting to feel
way.
bad for Drake now at this point. It's just so.
It seems like he's laughing his way through it, but I feel like all of us do that in life and then we cry ourselves to sleep. So I wonder if he's crying himself to sleep in his like $60 million mansion, which honestly, if I'm going to cry, let it be in a $60 million mansion.
With my beautifully smelling candle burning in the background.
So you can't feel so bad for him, but like mental health wise, like I hope he really is okay and is not just like hiding behind a smile and a laugh, because this man really did.
He tried to stay in that feud for a little. That's another podcast that I don't have any business running. However, I will say there was a clear winner in that feud.
And like the Super Bowl just took it to another. It's just
as if the rallies in LA and the music video and all that weren't enough. Right. Do you think he's going to do it just by himself? I love the Super Bowl halftime show. He's a lyricist. This man has a Nobel Peace Prize, something for one of his albums. I mean, he's a lyricist that I think it's very cerebral, but at the same time, he's done really poppy and catchy collabs. Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be heavily collab because his more popular like Billboard Hot 100 stuff has been with other people. Maybe
then he can be the Cuts centerfold next year because we had Usher for the fall issue this year. So you do the Super Bowl.
Not so much like a heartthrob.
No, not at all.
Cute, but like I want to see Usher like naked. Like I don't.
It's very reminiscent actually of Cosmo with like the Burt Reynolds from the 70s. Wasn't that like that was like a huge cultural moment? Like Burt Reynolds.
Maybe Willa will bring it back. I mean, we do centerfolds in our magazines too, but maybe she'll
This is your idea to bring on the first day of work. Kendrick Lamar centerfolds.
Centerfold.
It's not really a sex symbol, but
Burt Reynolds-esque centerfold.
Dripping in Drake candles, pouring them over himself.
On a bear rug.
Perfect. Don't pitch that. All right. Let's go.
I won't.
You're like, it's okay, I'm not going to. All right, you know where we should go? Somewhere much more comfortable. Science Corner. Okay. Over here in Science Corner, I have to give a shout out to my U.S. representative, Nadia Velasquez. She is making things happen at the FDA. She joined up with Ayanna Pressley and Chantal Brown. They just wrote a letter to the FDA here in the United States and basically said, what is the holdup, FDA? You have a proposed ban in place on banning formaldehyde and formaldehyde-releasing chemicals in hair products. Why is this not happening? And I love that our representatives can just publicly shame other governmental agencies into like doing their job faster. It's kind of, I feel like that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Isn't that the job? To push it and to embarrass people sometimes and to, by any means necessary,
get
make
people's
happen?
health taken care of. So for those of you who haven't been following this story, though I know we've talked about it on the podcast, formaldehyde exposure is linked to like so many serious conditions like
fibroids, cancer,
leukemia, breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer. Research has found that those who used hair straighteners at least every 5 to 8 weeks had a 31% higher breast cancer risk compared to 18% for less frequent use. That's not even talking about the people who work with these products every day. I've seen on TikTok lately people wearing gas masks while they're doing hair straightening. And so if you have to wear a gas mask to do a beauty treatment, I think we all need to be thinking about health priorities
and like why we're doing it. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I've said this before in the past, on other episodes of like, I do feel like we should be able to show up in any way, any iteration, when my hair's straight, when my hair's curly, all of the things. But like my health shouldn't be at risk while I'm trying to achieve those looks.
Yes, absolutely. And as we know, I think more of the women that use some of these products are Black women. So it's behooves them and everybody. So these three representatives are on it. They're going to chase the FDA down, and hopefully make this happen. If you get your hair straightened, look into that. Okay, last quirky. I haven't done this in a while, but I love like a little quirky news item. Just what's going on in the local news? Let's head over to Dubai. Where?
The local news. Let's go to Dubai.
But it's always just like I'll be able to find these beauty stories at a random place, like the salon in Canada that got its bear stolen last year. By the way, they still have not gotten it was a moose. Was it a moose? Now I can't remember. Wow. Anyway, Princess Mara bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum just
a name
dropped.
Also.
Yes. Well, she's a princess. Come on. She's a princess in Dubai. So about 2 months ago, she split from her husband. 2 months later, this woman comes out with a perfume named Divorce. She says she's
an icon living.
Go off queen. Go off princess. She's a princess.
She should be made a queen now. Like right? Just honorary queen for just that. I mean, how?
I can't speak to her royal family and their human rights issues and anything that I don't know what's going on there, but I can speak to the fact that she has just a lot of balls, and I kind of love it. So she said,
I aspire to that level of petty sometimes. Like
it's
that
so
is a
petty, but so good.
Move.
When you have a ton of money, like when you have a lot of money that your like personal stuff can play out in this fashion, like not only am I going to shame you publicly on Instagram, I'm going to make a perfume that people can buy to do so.
Yeah, gone are the days. Like us mere mortals need to like key cars and like throw bleach on like, wardrobes.
No. She's classy. She's a princess. She's like, I will make a fine fragrance and I'm going to call it Divorce. In my head, she probably was already doing a fragrance line and then she just pivoted. Because how do you come out with a fragrance in 2 months? And
I really want to smell it.
I do too. So she's starting a beauty brand with this apparently. It's going to be named Mara, which is her first name, M1. So this is the first product. And she said in the Instagram post that her husband was, this is also classy. She said, occupied with other companions while she was working on this project.
Wow, the level of restraint.
Because she's a princess again.
She's a princess, but we've seen royalty behave badly. She could have just been like, let me take off my crown really quickly and lay this mofo out. But she was very kind.
Named the other people that he was with in the Twitter feud. No, yeah. Beneath her.
Beneath her. When they go low, we go high. She's on some Michelle Obama stuff. But I do love the fact when you have fuck it money, when it's just like, there's just enough money lying around to just do
Hold on, let me get my bags of cash and just make a fragrance.
Look, can someone go to that one bank account over there and can we make this fragrance called Divorce so I can really burn this dude?
Yeah.
I aspire to that level of petty and that wealth.
Yeah, good for her. I wanted to salute her. I'm going to order a bottle. It's not yet available, but I'm going to order a bottle and support her. And then when someone asks you what you're wearing, you can just be like, Divorce.
Divorce.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll raise a wand. Okay, it is time to raise a wand. We asked about organizing, and wow, did the fam come through. Here's Stephanie from New York.
Hi, this is Stephanie calling from New York. I'm calling about the organizers. I have to tell you, I just stopped the podcast in the middle of you guys talking about the greatest thing I ever bought for my home. It's the Battery Daddy. The name is ridiculous, but it basically is a battery organizer, and you can see everything, and then you actually know like where your batteries are. You're not like running around for it when your toddler's screaming that their toy's not working. And then it has, I guess, like a clear plastic cover on top, so you can always see if you're running low, and then you just always reorder. And it also comes within the kit is like a battery tester, so you can always like make sure they're going to work before you use them. And it's truly like one of the greatest things I have in my home. And anytime I pull it out, if I have friends over or something, they're like, whoa, oh my gosh, what is this? And I send them the Amazon link immediately and everyone buys it. And they say it's the greatest thing that they've found for organizing, because I always feel like you can never find batteries when you need them. And it's so, so helpful. Well, I love the pod. Sorry that this is not like a beauty related thing, but I just had to share. Have a good one. Bye.
First of all, I love how Stephanie the whole time is like almost apologetic for her. That's how good you know it is. Because it's called Battery Daddy or whatever the hell it's called. Meanwhile, already adds to cart. I'm ordering it immediately. But I just feel like she's one of the fat mascara. Like she gets us. She gets our vibes. You got to stop the podcast to call us, because I hope that's how you guys feel. I was thinking, because you're going to be on next week, Garrett's going to be here, Jess is going to be here. All four of us are going to be here. It's prime for Ask Us Anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, if you're listening right now and you'll be listening next week and you have questions you want the four of us to answer, like about us personally, or just random question about beauty, or just like, it's like one AMA, when people do like an Ask Me Anything sesh. Mm-hmm. I don't want to flatter ourselves that people want to know that much about us, but I feel like all four of us are here and that's special. So call us with your questions. It can be directed at all four of us, Jess, Julie, Garrett, me, 646-481-8182. That's your homework. Call us. Julie Wilson, what do you want to raise a wand to this week?
I am raising a wand to a product that I use constantly. I go through bottles of this more than probably a normal human should, but I just love the way it makes my skin feel. And it is Big Up Body Glaze by Dion Libra, which is this amazing Black-owned brand, small, tiny brand. They have like maybe a few other products. They also have this, you can see it behind me, that red bottle behind me, exfoliating body wash that is just insane and uses like natural like fruit enzymes to exfoliate your skin. It won our Cosmo Holy Grail Award for Best New Body Brand. And this,
the bottle is
everything. Like, just think of like,
what is a body glaze?
So it comes out like it almost like a glaze, like that you would put on like a cookie, right? It's that consistency.
I pictured it being clear, but it's like
no, and it has like a little bit
icing.
of like it almost looks like icing, but it goes on and your skin is just it's like glass.
You got a sheen. Is there any shimmer in that, or is that just the moisture?
It's a little bit, but it's like, it's not the type of shimmer where it's like, oh, there's glitter or like shimmer on her. It's so micro and like blends into your skin so seamlessly that it just looks like your skin's glowing from the inside out.
Do you glaze everywhere?
I'm a leg girl. I love to show off my legs and the thigh meats and all of that. So I glaze my legs a lot because that's the part of my body I show off a lot.
Yeah, that'd be nice on the legs with a little bit of shine.
But you glaze everywhere. It's like a perfect lotion as well, like a great moisturizer. But you're getting this extra... You're getting
a little something,
extra something. And I'm telling you, every single time I use it, like multiple people stop and ask, what is on your skin? What is going on?
If I think back over the years that I've known you and the number of body shimmers, body oils, body glazes that you've become obsessed with, I think if I ever hugged you really tight, you would just like squeeze out of my arms.
You might, like a bar of soap through your hands. Like yes. I mean, I have right here the Vaseline Cocoa Shimmer. Like, classic. I want to shine like the top of the Chrysler Building. That's an Annie movie reference, if anyone.
But like, this is me. Like, I always get foundation marks on my shirt collars. I feel like, do you have like shirts where you're just like, well, I glazed that one?
A little bit, but I'm telling you,
this one doesn't.
There's still a little bit of like a slip, but it like dries down in a way that it's not messy. If that makes sense.
Yes. I saw when you were pouring it out, the texture is like a thicker than like a slippery oil kind of texture. It's almost like a body serum but icing, glaze. I love
glaze. It's a great name. Big Up Body Glaze. Dion Libra. So good. So amazing. Try their stuff. And again, the exfoliating body wash is amazing too.
Raise 2 wands. I'll allow it.
2 wands.
2 wands. Wow, this is just going to be so indicative of our personalities. We got a glaze from you.
Now, what are you raising a wand to?
No, I'm going to nerd out here on a growth factor products because people are always asking me about growth factors. Everybody knows I love the Skin Medica TNS growth factor serum. And
iconic.
It's iconic, but it's $295 for the bottle. Use code FATMASCARA, 15% off at Derm Store. They give us a code. I was like, I should tell people about that more. But I'm always looking for alternatives that do that, but maybe not as much money. So I can now say that I am raising a wand to In Beauty Elastic Skin Serum In Beauty Project, sold at Sephora. This is 1 ounce. It's $42, which for a face product with an anti-aging face product is a great price point.
$40.
Here's the thing. It's also, if you're like freaked out by the fact that growth factors are human derived, the good ones, just so people who don't know what they are, basically they take a human, either adipose like fat, or in one case it was foreskin, they grow it in the lab, the juice around it then populates the next generation of cells. There is no human byproducts in it. However, it did start with a human. It is nowhere near vegetarian or vegan. And that's like freaks people out. It's also really expensive to do. So there's all these like biomimetic kind of versions of it. Frankly, I've tried a bunch of them, none yet. I'm like, that's doing something similar. This one I think does. So I got in touch with the woman that formulated it at the brand, and they're using a vegan encapsulated growth factor. Now, the growth factor serums I was talking about, those other ones, the things from Skin Medica's one, Neogenesis, Osmosis, they're all
really like BioEffect, but they use barley.
So that one, yes. So that's also a biomimetic vegan one. So that's in line with this. That one's good. Yes. This is a vegan, it's the SH oligopeptide one, which is 1 growth factor, whereas those human-derived ones are like a soupy cocktail of growth factors. Mm-hmm. So you're just getting 1 here, but you're getting the benefits, which are like skin rejuvenating, texture refining. So I switched out my Skin Medica and I used this for a month, and I expected like it to fall apart. Because I was just like, my Skin Medica. Things stayed together. My pore size looked a little bit small, like texture-wise. If texture is your issue, elastic skin. It's also got some peptides in there, but I think the vegan encapsulated growth factor that they're using, it's a special version of this oligopeptide.
I love that for you, but I love that for us, meaning the Fat Mascara community, and that giving us I honestly hate the phrase dupes, because it just makes it feel like it's designer imposter or something. But I like the idea of something that is a more affordable, that gives you the
like
same
a
level of efficacy.
Not a dupe. I'm not going to say this is a dupe by any means. Very different active ingredients.
Right.
But if you want to dabble in growth factors and either the human thing weirds you out, the price weirds you out, this is a nice way in. I think it might be even then a little less expensive than the BioEffect that you're talking about. That serum's not inexpensive.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
So this is $42 for an ounce. And it just has so check this out. Can you see? It's like a purpley blue.
Ooh.
Yeah, it has like it's a nice serum texture. Like
nice.
I feel expensive when I'm putting it on. You know what I mean? So
gotta love that.
I'm raising a wand to that. People are always asking me about growth factors, so I feel like I can tell them about this too.
I know, that's right. Don't waste it. Get it on that face.
I know, as I smear it around. This is what I do before I get my beauty sleep, which is what you all are going to do. Everybody get your beauty sleep. Dream about Julie's first day with her new boss and how amazing she's going to do. How's that?
It's going to be great. I can feel it.
And you'll tell us about it next week on our special episode.
I will.
All right, everybody get your beauty sleep. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.